how your feet affect arm speed and arm stress. All right, now on this, I want you to watch the pelvis. So he's pushing from the ball of his foot. Watch how the hips will just go up and over. Something I was teaching a lot in the mastermind system by internally rotating and pushing my toe towards the target. But watch what all was going on with his feet. Whenever you see that right there, most of the time it's because he swung into the lift. Because he swings into the lift, his momentum goes to his back foot. Because the momentum is going there, the foot becomes unstable. So he has to counterbalance by pushing from the ball of the foot. Because he pushed from the ball of the foot, his hips will just go up and over. There won't be any rotation. There won't be any on-plane rotation. Here you go. Here's what we found with the modus. Flat foot was the lowest stress, the highest arm speed. So much of the flat foot, guys, two things I usually see. Number one, they don't understand how to lift from the middle. They will swing into the lift. It will affect what the back foot does. Number two is their eyes will go, as we've already discussed. But how I like to teach that is just to simply lay on your back and in slow motion, go through your leg lift. You should feel it lifting from here. Because if I can control this side, I'm going to control the other side. A lot of times, guys, that you'll see the feet moving everywhere, it's often just an proprioception issue, which I'll talk more about later. But it's just they don't have a very good feel for their hips. All right, now when it shifted to second base, stress of 54, speed of 955. You got to think, guys, most mechanics you see are just compensations of what happened at the beginning, but we never look at the beginning. So this is very important too, why you have to have the ground force plates to be able to see the foot angle. Because with motion capture and video analysis, if you don't have that and you don't get this right, the rest of it really doesn't matter because you're going to be chasing down symptoms that have nothing to do with the actual cause of the problem. The heel was a big one. Stress went to 62, speed went to 945. This guy's feet were everywhere. He was a guy that had low proprioception. He was a guy that really tried to swing into everything. And so there was a result. Foot stays flat, arm stress 42, arm speed 979. Foot shifted to second base, to the outside, it was 54, arm speed 955. The toes rise because he's on the weight, his heel, 62, arm speed 945. But when the eyes would move and he would lock out, that's when we saw the highest stress and the lowest arm speed. You've got to realize it's the small things that matter. They're the easiest ones to fix. That's where I always look. The gold is found in the beginning. Here was something very interesting. I'm going to have Emily stand up and help us with this. But we tested starting the foot, because I know when I was doing the pitching mechanics mastermind system, my big teach was getting the toes pointed towards the target and pushing out. So what we did, we ran over at her lab in Newport, and we ran some athletes through this. And what we tested was starting your foot here, so I'd start at 3 and sit into it, versus starting your toes and moving towards the catcher.